I must have all dozed off there for a while. Well, how long have I been asleep for?
Since 9 o'clock this morning, Uncle Stanley.
Now, Newton, is that door open again? I feel a draft.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, Uncle Stanley.
That's better. You know, the reason I'm so fussy about drafts is, well, when I was just a little shaver, I couldn't have been more than 9 or 10 at the time. You see, my seat in school was right next to the window, and well, I kept getting colds. So the one day, it finally occurred to me that, well, if I put a piece of wood in the window fully, well, they couldn't open it. So that's what I did, and they never could open that window again. Yeah.
Well, what do you think of that, Uncle Stanley?
Yeah. Well, what's that?
Come out of there, Raymond.
Come on, Raymond.
Boy, if you didn't have any money, would you have trouble with those stories?
My gosh, Newton, if this were my house, I'd give that boy a chastising he would soon forget.
Oh, here it comes. The sun's coming out. I told you it was coming, Annabelle. I've been watching that spot for 2 days now.
Come on, everybody, let's go swimming.
Oh, good. I've been dying for a swim.
Look at the sun, will you? Come on, Madge. Are you coming? Yes, I'm coming, Sue.
We certainly haven't been a gracious hostess, and it's awfully glad to be here.
Oh, stop pestering me, will you, Steve?
Right. Stop.
Well, now that door again, Newton. There's a draft in here. Well, now say, where'd the Sunday papers go? I had them right here.
Well, yeah, I wonder who could have taken it. Annabelle, you haven't seen Uncle Stanley's paper. Why do you know? Annabelle, you're seeing it on Uncle Stanley's paper.
Sorry, Newton. Just keeping them warm for our Uncle Stanley.
Here you go, Uncle Stanley.
Newton, yes.
Well, the sun's out. Would you like to go for a walk, Uncle Stanley?
No, I don't think so, Newton. I'm afraid that darn boy's giving me a bit of, well, indigestion. I think I'll stay here and take a little rest. Now, Newton, there was a fly in my room last night. Oh, now I hope those young people aren't going to be making a noise out there. Well, these steps aren't very wide, are they?
I hope that draft rushes right up there and hits him in the right place. What's the matter with you, Newton? What's all this beautiful walk and talk with Uncle Stanley? Don't you get enough of him in here?
More than you know.
Miss Wilcox, hello. Didn't make it.
Big bum, I didn't touch it. I never let a hand off. Stop that noise! I'm taking a rest. You think I care?
Oh, dear.
Good.
Mr. Fuller, we struck it. We struck water.
You mean it, Mr. Cooper? No kidding?
Yes, sir. 40 gallons a minute. Darnest thing you ever saw.
You sure it's water, not oil? I'd rather have water.
Yes, ma'am. I didn't want to tell you till we checked up on it. We struck it 2 hours ago. This is it, all right. 40 gallons a minute. How's that, Mr. Fuller?
Oh, that's wonderful.
Mr. Fuller?
Mr. Fuller, you've just put down a well on my property. You're drawing my water.
No, but Mr. Cooper, that well, it's our property.
Don't tell me. Look at your deed. Your property ends by the brook. Why don't you look at the deed first, instead of having a man go out and dig a well wherever he chooses?
Now, Mr. Prescott, even though the well is on your property, couldn't you allow us to use it? We've been trying all summer to get water.
Madame, this well has tapped into my spring. It is drawing my water. I just tried to fill my swimming pool and there was no water. There is no water anywhere in the house.
No wonder we got 40 gallons a minute.
Well, Mr. Fuller, do you plug it up, or do I have my men do it and send you the bill?
Well, you better go tell the man, Mr. Kimber.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Mr. Prescott. Now, since you were so fussy about private property, suppose you get the heck off ours.
I'll be glad to, Mrs. Fuller. It may interest you that I am on the board of directors of the bank that is foreclosing this property, and I shall take great personal pleasure on Tuesday escorting you off it. Good day.
What did he say, Newton?
I didn't quite hear him, Annabelle.
Come on, I want the truth.
I'm sorry, Annabelle.
It's okay. Kind of a shock before closing.
It's just, I don't know where the money went. Well, I had enough in the beginning, but it just melted away.
Why didn't you tell anyone, Newton? Why did you keep it all yourself? I would have understood.
Well, I knew how you felt about this place, Annabelle. Well, and I was the one who got us into this. I just didn't have the heart to tell you.
$5,000. How much can we raise on your insurance policies?
I've done that already.
Tuesday. It's the day after tomorrow.
I don't know how I've been at these last 2 days, Annabelle. I've been going nearly crazy. I just been able to think of one solution to save the house.
And what's that?
Uncle Stanley.
Fine chance that is.
Well, you never know. He might. I mean, after all, I'm gonna get that money someday, Annabelle. Well, I'm just asking for some of it now. Just $5,000 to save the house. You know, he ought to be willing to do that.
He ought. Oh, if only he would. Suppose we both go after him. I'll come in on it too. He'll see some of the finest buttering up since 1912. We've got to get that money.
Excuse me.
Oh, what's all that about?
There's a heck of a situation up in the air, there's a heck of a situation up in the air.
Stop that singing! Don't you ever think of anybody except yourself!
Won't face the you. There's a heck of a situation up in
Get
the
rid
air.
of that boy.
I will tend to you! Newton, I am packing up and I am leaving. I will not stay in that boy another minute.
No, Uncle Stanley, he'll do no such thing. I think you've been so sweet
Well.
about it, I can't tell you.
A saint. That's what you've been, Uncle Stanley? An absolute saint.
Well, I'm not a saint or anything like one, but I don't want to seem fuzzy.
Fussy! Did you hear that? Uncle Stanley said he was fussy.
Yeah, Uncle Stanley.
No, why don't you sit down in your chair, Uncle Stanley, and make sure all the windows are closed so there's no traps on our Uncle Stanley. You know, when you were upstairs, I started laughing all over again about your story of putting the wood in the window.
Oh, it was a rather clever idea for just a little shaver.
Only 67. That's all he wants, Annabelle.
I know.
Well, how about a cigar, Uncle Stanley? Would you like a cigar?
Well, sounds good to me.
Here we go, Uncle Stanley. Oh.
There.
Now, did you say roast duck for dinner, Annabelle?
I certainly did. With chestnut stuffing. And dessert's a surprise. My surprise.
Well, you kind of like your old Uncle Stanley, don't you?
Oh, Uncle Stanley.
That skin is as smooth as a baby's.
So it is. Uncle Stanley.
Yes, Newton.
Well, Uncle Stanley, there was a man in my office. I don't know. Maybe 10 or 15 years ago. Well, see, he had an aunt that was going to leave him a significant amount of money. Now, I don't remember what it was or how it happened, but see, he got in a great deal of trouble, Uncle Stanley. And finally, he had to go to his aunt and ask her for some of that money.
Well, she was a darn fool if she did it.
Uncle Stanley, what Newton means is Uncle Stanley, we're gonna lose that house if we don't get $5,000 by tomorrow. Will you give it to us?
Oh, $5,000?
We wouldn't ask it if it weren't absolutely desperate. But we both thought if Newton could have that much of his inheritance now, it wouldn't be too much to ask.
You see, Uncle Stanley, Annabelle and I, we've never really had anything of our own. And this house, it means a great deal to us. And it would be absolutely wonderful if you could give us that money, Uncle Stanley.
It would just break Newton's heart to lose it. I know it would.
Well, that's all very well, Annabelle, but people shouldn't go about buying things they can't afford to pay for.
But surely, Uncle Stanley, a man of your means...
That has nothing to do with it. You've gone ahead and done this thing, and then you expect me to bail you out.
I know, Uncle Stanley. And maybe I shouldn't have. But surely this money can't mean very much to you. And it means a great deal to us. It would be wonderful.
This is quite a shock to me, Newton. I'm surprised at you. You know, you're the first one of my nephews to ever ask me for money. And since you've gone ahead and done this thing without consulting me, as a lesson to you, I've got to say, no.
But, Uncle Stanley, I'm not going to let you say no. That money would mean more to me now than anything you might leave afterwards. I think if you don't give me that money, Please say yes, Uncle Stanley.
Newton, Annabelle, I'm going to tell you something. I haven't got a cent.
What? What do you mean, Uncle Stanley?
I haven't got a cent. Now I went broke back in 1929. Pretty broke.
You haven't any money, Uncle Stanley? Well, how can that be? I mean, you're my rich uncle. You always have been. The factory in Pittsburgh, Stanley J. Medigran Company, even your business cards. We sent all of our letters to you there, Uncle Stanley.
Well, yes, the factory's still there, but it's belonged to the bank since 1929. See, I get a check of $100 a month for the use of my name, and they send my mail on wherever I am. Well, that's it. Now, you won't say anything about this to Ed and Julia, will you?
I can get this through my head. You haven't any money, Uncle Stanley.
What? Why did you go on fooling everybody all these years?
Well, I'll tell you, Annabelle. You see, when I walked out of the broker's office that day, I didn't have a cent. And I said to myself, you know what you're going to be for the rest of your life? You're going to be a poor relation. No more white meat. No more comfortable chairs. No more Coronas. Well, I didn't like that one bit. So I said to myself, look, if you can keep them thinking you're rich, what the hell? You can have a wonderful life. Winters in Florida, springs in California, and summers in Maine with the rest of my nieces and nephews. I was very pleased when you bought this place, Newton. I thought it sort of filled in some open time. Now, wouldn't I have been a fool to give that all up, Annabelle?
That is the dirtiest trick I have ever heard in all my life.
Well, look at it this way, Annabelle. Look at all the happiness I've given you. Thinking you were going to get that money someday. Well, in the meantime, it hasn't done anybody any harm, and I've had one heck of a time. Now, is that so terrible, Annabelle? $5,000, huh? Look, if I had $5,000, do you think I'd be here? I'd be over at the Stork Club.
Oh, well, that's that.
Well, listen, Mrs. Fuller, I have to get back to town, so you wouldn't mind if I left before dinner, would you?
Why, Steve, is something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong. It's just that, well, I have to get back to town, and I might as well get started. So, excuse me.
Stay for dinner, Steve. Do that for me.
If I stay, it'll only...
Well, Mr. Fuller, it's happened.
What has?
My
fiance and your daughter, Mr. Fuller, are running away together.
But, Madge, I saw her go upstairs.
Well, then she must have gone out the back way, Mrs. Fuller, because at this moment she's sitting with Clayton with her suitcase all packed up at the Colonial Inn just across the Delaware.
Oh, I knew this would happen. I knew it.
Do you think we can still catch them, Miss Leslie?
I think so. I came as fast as I could.
Oh, Newton.
I'm very, very sorry.
I know how to handle this.
Goodness sakes, Mr. Fuller!
We're crossing the Delaware too. Come out!